Dragon Age Veilguard, the latest in the Dragon Age series from BioWare. People love it. People already hate it. People have been hating for a while. And people have been saying the people who hate it are just people who hate. And people who hate have been saying that people who don't hate it are just stupid. I'm summarizing. But with all the controversy about Dragon Age Veilguard, with even many people asking who's even excited to play this game or who even pre-ordered that game. Hi. Hello, it's me. A guy who is excited and pre-ordered the game.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, I know many people are wondering why would someone pre-order or even be excited about a disaster in the making? Well, even with all the negative press, the woke game drama with the game, even all the lukewarm early reviews that have come out about the game already, which is, a fun fact about that, even the reviews have a controversy about them, with people saying, allegedly, that EA and BioWare are not giving out early access keys to reviewers who didn't sing the game's praises, also copy striking down videos that had been too critical of the game from independent reviewers. So, I have to say allegedly because I have no first-hand information for it. It's all second-hand information. Believe what you will. But even with all that being said, the truth is I've been a fan of the Dragon Age series since the beginning. And I've logged thousands of hours across all 3 games in the Dragon Age series so far. I've even bought and watched the movie that came out, which was but it was Dragon Age, so it was kind of cool. So I would say that I know the lore, the characters, and the political point of views of this world pretty well. I think. But hey, I could be wrong. So for me, Veilguard is the ending of the Dragon Age story. And I'm excited to see the end of the story, no matter how bad it will be. Now, am I saying that I believe this game is going to be good? No. Not by a long shot. I personally knew this game wasn't going to be any good when I saw the character creator content. And they had upper chest guards for trans characters.
Him, she, her, and they, them, and then your gender is man, woman, non-binary. Love that. Love the inclusivity. Top surgery scars are also included in this for all of our trans and non-binary rooks out there. I absolutely was blown away by this. It's beautiful to see the inclusion in the game and to see yourself represented.
Now, before I get cancelled, I have no issues with trans people in the real world. My issue is that in the Dragon Age world, that is fictitious, that has their own rules and laws and beliefs, the Chantry, which is the main religion for this world, is practiced over all the major countries and even the free states. They would view, and actually it's also practiced with a slight twist in Tevinter, kind of like the Orthodox Catholics who have their own pope versus, normal Catholics who have, I say normal Catholics, but like other Catholics who have the pope here in Italy. The Orthodox pope is, I believe he's in Russia or Constantinople. It's kind of like that. They still practice the same religions, right? But the Chantry, to get back on track, the Chantry would view these people as abominations and the idea of identifying someone else would be taboo in their religious viewpoint, considering the chantry is a matriarchy, and they discriminate and look down upon male clergy members and any men who try to be in the position of a woman's place. They don't like it. And considering I said to Venter earlier with, the other form of the chantry, they actually have a male head of the clergy. It's actually flipped there into Venter, which is pretty interesting to really get into it. They hate homosexuals and people who do not conform to the norm there. This is Deventer I'm talking about, where I believe the beginning of the game starts, because like the early gameplay trailers show that they were into Venter. And this is a fact, which was, stated as a fact in the last game, since it was a major point in one of your companions, Dorian, who is from Tevinter's backstory, where his own father tried to make him straight with the use of blood magic. So yeah, Teventer is not a wholesome place. And the world of Dragon Age is not a sunshine and rainbow place either. Oh, and by the way, Teventer, they also have slavery. Just FYI. So yeah, I knew from the jump this game would disappoint me, considering just the character creator destroys the game's lore. Yet, even that being said, I pre-ordered the game still. My reasoning, like I said before, I wanted to see how the story ends, no matter how bad the train wreck will be. I equate Dragon Age Veilguard to the Game of Thrones. Now hear me out. Everyone knows how terrible the last season of Game of Thrones was, which was season 8. Yet everyone was hyped for it before it came out. Now I know that is not a one-for-one comparison, but I believe it does make my point. Because even in the sentiment beforehand that the last season would suck and disappoint everyone, all of us will still watch the final season and still be hyped for it, because we all wanted to see how it all came together and ended. To push the comparison one step further, the last game that came out for Dragon Age was Inquisition, which won Game of the Year when it came out.
Let's take a look at our 5 incredible nominees for Game of the Year.
And the nominees for Game of the Year are Bayonetta 2, Dark Souls 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Hearthstone, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor,
All right, well, here we go. It is time to announce the Game of the Year winner here for the Game Awards. And that winner is... Stay tuned. Very tightly taped here. The winner is Dragon Age Inquisition.
And it left off on a major cliffhanger, just like Season 7 of Game of Thrones. Now, I know I talked earlier about why I knew this game would disappoint me when I talked about the upper chest scars and whatnot. Well, let me talk about another reason why I know this game will disappoint me. And that is because I heard from an early tester from one of their videos, Fexter Life, who said that, well, you know what? I'll let them say it for themselves.
And after attending that event, we made our impressions video from playing the game, which has close to 300,000 views on our YouTube channel right now, which I think is one of the most viewed impressions videos for that game at this time. If you watch that video, the general sentiment is that we were cautiously optimistic about the game. We praised its gameplay, character depth, But we weren't completely sold about the storytelling in the long run, although we only got to play a very little bit of time, so we weren't entirely sure. And in general, we didn't really like the character models, the design style of them, which I think a lot of people don't. In general, it was a pretty positive impression of the video, and I want to play for you the closing audio from that video right now so you can see what we told our audience at the end of that video. I still have issues with the game, mainly that I don't like the UI and that the dialogues didn't seem to be on par with what you could get in other story-focused games that have come out in the last decade, and that I didn't yet get a point where I felt a bond or much interest with my companions who were integral to the story. It's funny that I have pretty much been playing these games for the story and getting through the combat, but I may actually be playing the Veilguard to enjoy the combat and get through the story to see the end. How everything works together and progresses into a full game remains to be seen, and there were several big and impactful events that I cannot discuss, but so far my opinion on this has become more positive, and I would like to urge anyone who loves CRPGs to hang in there and wait for reviews and not write the game off just yet.
For this series to go from going through the fun combat to get to the story, so you can grow your relationship with your companions and the characters and learn more about the world and the intricacies of the story, to now hearing people say that they want to rush through the story to get to the combat lets me know that this game will miss its mark. Because if you ask me, 2 of the 4 key principles you need for a great game is storytelling and characters. Good characters. As they say in the writing world, you need 3-dimensional characters. You don't want flat characters. And that is especially true when it comes to an RPG, which is a role-playing game. A type of game genre where you are supposed to immerse yourself in the world and the characters you are playing. Your personal characters and your companions. So to hear another person who says they are a fan of this series wanting to just rush past the immersive parts to get to the action parts tells a lot about the tone of this game and how impactful it will be. But even with all this being said, and all of this I knew before I pre-ordered, I still did. Because again, I wanted to see how this ride ends. And hey, if you want to watch my playthrough of Dragon Age Veilguard, it'll be uploaded onto my channel, so you can see my disappointment play out over the hours. Because I bet as I play the game, there'll be more things that'll make me say, why? Just why? But hey, thanks for your time, and y'all have a blessed one. Peace.